June Bezants-Evans is a professor of art and graphic design. She received her MFA degree in painting from Claremont Graduate University in California. Her paintings, collages, and multimedia pieces have been shown in galleries and museums nationally and internationally, including in Boston, New York, and Budapest. She is also a musician and has co-produced 3 collections of original jazz, all of which have received national recognition.
I can't remember a time when I didn't know that I was going to be an artist. I always knew I would be an artist, I would be a musician. I know these were grand dreams for a little country girl, but that's how I felt from as early as I can remember. The first magazines I saw were from the 40s. And I was in love from the moment I saw these images of, primarily of women, wearing wonderful clothes. Even while they cleaned the house, they looked fabulous. They looked fabulous. They were smiling. They were happy. Clearly, they loved cleaning their houses. Clearly, they loved their lives. And their houses were so nice, and they had, you know, the newest appliances. And I felt like a ton of bricks for that stuff. And it was very different from my life, which was my early life, which was lived on a farm. The primary influences on my work are pop media, magazines, television, movies. Certainly, other artists influence me, and there are many artists that I love and admire, but I think the direct influences on my work are the things that I look at every day, the advertisements that I see, and the magazines that are everywhere, and television, which is probably the biggest influence on my work is television. I adore television. I adore infomercials and reality TV shows and soap opera and made-for-TV dramas and everything that's considered the intellectual junk food of America. Infomercials interest me primarily because they're so persuasive. I'm very interested in the way they persuade people to do something. There's a call to action. You've got to go and you've got to pick up that phone, you've got to go to your computer, you've got to get on the web, you've got to get out that credit card number and buy that object. And in a few short minutes, they create this persuasive atmosphere. And I'm very persuaded by them. I always want them. I just think, oh yeah, that would be good. Look, I can put garlic inside my meat. Well, I never cook meat, but okay, I want to use that in my work. I think in 5 Easy Steps, I did use that in my work. I boiled down everything I had learned from infomercials about how to be successful in any endeavor, and I boiled it down to 5 Easy Steps, and I just offered it to the public because I thought it would be quite useful. I mean, I think it is quite useful. It's certainly useful for me. When I put up a billboard and it's along the road and you see it, I may be making a comment, but more than anything, I'm having a presence. I'm there. There I am in front of you. There's my work. And so I am part of today's world. I'm using the same techniques that advertisers use to put their message across. And those are great techniques, powerful techniques, and they reach lots and lots of people, which is what I want to do. Digital technology is a very magical tool for artists, I believe. I think it's complicated, it's sophisticated, and it is formidable and requires a lot of understanding and preparation and learning. But it's a very magical tool, and I really love using it. But having said that, making art isn't easy. I don't care what technology you're using. If you're using a brush or a stick or sound or whatever you're using, it's not easy because the process of making art has to do with expressing emotional truths and sharing that with an audience, with everyone, really. And that's not an easy process. It requires a lot of understanding of self and meditating on important issues, and honesty is not easy. But I don't make sketches. I look at things. I look at things. I go out and look at things. I like to go to antique stores and flea markets and anything where there's vintage objects that tell me something about style and life in another age. It's a kind of time travel thing that I'm really interested in. And that's really how I prepare. I look at things. I get out my collection of magazines and I look through them, and then somehow magically I get an idea, and then I begin to do everything all at once. I start to conceive, okay, this is going to be a billboard. Where is it going to be? And I start to call the outdoor advertising people and say, okay, I got a project going. I get in touch with the printers and I find out what resolution and what are the technical requirements. And meanwhile, I'm, scanning things into the computer, and I'm starting to get my partner and photographer involved in the project, trying to persuade him to put time aside to photograph me, and scheduling the photo shoot and doing all those things. So I become like this little production company then that creates this product, which is essentially, me. I'm the spokesperson for my art